Welcome, folks, back to Final Fantasy XI. How's everyone doing this fine morning? See if we can't finish off some of these paths so we can finally go places and do things. Off we go again to the Beauticine Glacier. Finish off Tenzin's path at the very least. Oh, forgot how bright it gets. Of course, we happen to show up to Beauticine in the middle of a glacier. Unusual. Oh, we're not even at the right tower. H10. There's a Sota tower at H10? Oh, that tower. We're definitely at the wrong tower. I was about to say, I thought we were at the wrong tower. Very much so, wrong tower. I was about to say we were at the wrong tower, and we were very much at the wrong tower. I remember us going to that tower. I was like, that can't be the right tower. Oh, of all the silly things to waste time on, going to the wrong tower. Bring me to a 125 encounter area in the glacier. That should be pretty close. Yes, that will. Well, we went to one of the northern towers before. Now we gotta go to the southern one. There's the tower we're looking for. Also, as someone who lives in a northern-ish climate, I can't imagine how cold the glacier actually is, especially during a blizzard like that. Raknios, I'm truly sorry. You did not have to come. It is my fault you became a tool of the terrestrial avatars. The Phoenix Blade has confirmed what Nagmalada has said. When the gates of paradise open, the terrestrial avatars will return to their original form. Mere beasts. The slumbering gods will awake, and Vanadiel will know, as we know it, will transform into paradise, blessed with their glory. Good morning, how you doing? However, with their awakening, the Lord of Chaos shall also return. Whether this be good or bad, not even Phoenix knows. I mean, yeah, Phoenix is one of the terrestrial avatars, so it definitely would not know. And so many countless lives. And countless lives were lost in my country to the far east. The Phoenix Blade was forged from the flames of resurrection, the flames left by Phoenix. Its sole purpose, to destroy the emptiness. However, it lacked the power to fulfill that mission. It required strength only by taking innocent lives. The number of people who ultimately sacrificed is unspeakable. Bandits and criminals were the first to be taken. Soon, villagers that could not pay their tributes began offering sacrifices in place of money or crops. Finally, the lives of those who had fallen into the slumber of the emptiness were taken as they slept, unaware of the fate that had befallen them. To you, the tactics chosen by my country sound barbaric. I mean, it's definitely sounds like you were extremely desperate. And it doesn't sound like the lemon was worth the squeeze, I would say. However, my people soon began realizing that this is only part of their destiny. They accept their deaths in exchange to prevent the deaths of others. They know that with their passing they will have protected the world. Their children and their grandchildren will inherit. Arachnios, my country has entrusted me with a great task, and I am here to fulfill it. One aspect of that task is to protect the Phoenix Blade with my life. I must follow my orders at any cost, and that is why I need you to promise me. If Phoenix leads me down a path that defies the will and morality of men, that you will do what is right for the world. I don't think you have to worry about that, Tenzin. Now, I must continue, Raknios. It is said that deep within this tower the power Fenrir sleeps, and one can speak with the Avatar if his power is released. I can only pray that my spirit remains as strong as yours. Yeah, it definitely sounds like the people of the Far East were extremely desperate to stop the emptiness. I mean, extremely, extremely desperate. That was weird. Ah. So that door just shifts? Every time we enter one of those, that it just shifts? It's like there's an invisible teleporter before our eyes. Except right here? That's even weirder. Oh, it's just a one-way. It's just a one-way. Fortunately, all these things will die if I can get a weapon skill off. At least I would have hoped they would. They've got a bit more health than I thought they would. Yeah, these things have a little bit more health than I thought they did. There we go. And I even got a great chip out of it. I wasn't even trying to get one of those. Okay, so we have to fall down there in order to continue on this route. There we go. Ah. Yeah, this is the one time in the guide where it's like, use these two items, the Silent and the Prism, regardless of level, because yeah, these things are in fact, they do in fact want our blood. Oh, there we go. And there's the Avatar Gate. Another one of these. I am Fenrir. Though I am no longer of body, my spirit continues to roam the heavens. However, my strength has begun to fade, as do stars come morn. Oh, guardian of the moon, my name is Tenzin. I've come from a land far to the east, the blade-born of Phoenix at my side. Great misfortune has befallen Vanadiel. The four mother crystals have lost their power and were overtaken by the emptiness. Vanadiel trembles at the arrival of the Keeper of the Apocalypse. To save our world, we require your strength and your wisdom. Can you offer us your assistance? So, you still chose the path to live and die with children of the dawn? The path of the terrestrial avatars, the path of the people. I apologize, but I do not understand what you're trying to tell us. The memories of 10,000 years ago, they will guide you. Witness the vows of ancient times, the decisions made before I fade into the morning sky. Where are we? Could this be Fenrir's vision? If we're truly witnessing civilizations past, then those fighting Fenrir are our ancestors? Listen carefully, people of Vanadiel. Though you have accepted Twilight, you still chose to remain in this world. You did not heed our warnings, and now the light of the crystals has begun to fade. Chaos is upon you. There's nothing more we can do for you. We no longer have time for idle chatter. If you wish to remain as you are, leave this place immediately. There's still time before the pact between the terrestrial avatars and Celtus is fulfilled. Go, live your lives until the flame of your souls have flickered out. Wait, our future's not yet decided. We've come to request of you a new destiny. A new destiny? I shall repeat myself one last time. Your destinies have been recorded on the pages of the universe. The answer given by the mother crystals becomes truth. The memories of the crystals have been uttered. Those words cannot be changed. Yes, we understand. As time passes, the life force that dwells within us all becomes tainted. The darkness is born, and then comes one who harbors the darkness, the Keeper of the Apocalypse, and he will lead us into the twilight. This destiny is not decided by you and cannot be changed using the divination powers of the stars or moon. It's a given. However, I traveled to my homeland and spoken with the dying Celtius, and he told me if the Keeper of the Apocalypse is defeated, then the pact with the terrestrial avatars would be broken. You are correct. But first, you can only succeed by first breaking the chains that bind your people. With Celtius gone, who is there left with the strength, the courage to accomplish that daunting task? Who is there left to bear forth an answer to an answerless riddle? I am left. I have found the answer. Celtius told me what he was trying to accomplish because he wished for me to continue in his footsteps. It cannot be. You are the one who escaped the curse of the emptiness? Even my readings could not have predicted this crossing of destinies. You who have broken free from the circle of life, you may be able to watch over the destinies of mankind until the end arrives. But when it does, when the Keep of the Apocalypse rises up, you will be powerless. And you will witness every man and woman on Vanadiel blindly march into the void of twilight. Their arrogance, apathy, cowardice, rage, and envy drawing them deeper and deeper into darkness. Yes. However, there's still hope. The life force of men is strong. They will persevere along the river of time until an answer is found. Fenrir, Guardian of the Moon, we await your divination. Tell us of the fated era. Tell us of the fated land. If we know only when and where the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise forth, we will find a way to defeat him. Mankind will find a way. The fated era. The fated land. The hardships that accompany the destiny you so desire are beyond any you could even imagine. However, this may be the only true form of retribution for your past sins. Are you ready to take upon your back the destiny of all mankind? Then I am not one to stand in your way. Let the moon reading begin. And so, destiny has spoken. After 10,000 years of sleep, the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise again in Tavnazia. Reknios. Could Fenrir's words be the truth, or simply for some form of trickery? After 10,000 years of sleep, the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise once again in Tavnazia. The abhorrent one. But I must return to Bastok and speak with Lady Olmia immediately. The implications of both that and Olmia's path is... Oh, there's a lot of potential implications there. Like, up until now, we all thought that Celtius was the Keeper of the Apocalypse, but it is looking more and more like it could very well have always been Prish. After all, we saw in Olmia's path that she clearly knows a lot more than what she's told anybody. Not just about the black magicite embedded in her, but also of the Star of Tavnazia. Things she just is not telling us. Is not telling anybody. And with her rush forward she's just not letting any of us in on any of the secrets she knows. And that's a problem. Master Sid, has Lady Olamia returned? What of Lady Prish? Whoa, calm down now. Why don't you tell me what happened? The terrestrial avatars told you that? It's so hard to believe, but some of the things Nagmalada said to do made some sense now. For example, the recent energy readings from the Craigs. I've studied those as well. I never imagined that the remnants of the ancients were trying to do something as crazy as that. Using the lines to convert the energy from the 5 crystals? And ultimately, use that concentrated power to open the gates of paradise. I'm not positive, but with that much energy, opening the gates may not be as impossible as it sounds. And with all the technology those hidden scientists in Juno have? But wait a minute. Didn't they say that trying to open the gates 10,000 years ago and they failed miserably? Just look at their capital. It sunk to the bottom of the sea. Till we find out what this paradise place really is, we can't let the Xylite go on doing as they please. Well, that is true. But we must first face the problem that lies before us. You're the keeper of the apocalypse. I was certain that Celsius was the one they were searching for. But after hearing the testimony of Fenrir, that keeper of the apocalypse was born in Tavnazia? Tenzin, according to what you told me, Parish's treatment in Tavnazia was quite out of the ordinary. Are you trying to say that this is because she is the keeper? Well, it pains me to believe so. All the recent events seem to point to that conclusion. I have asked Phoenix multiple times for the answer, but she only replies that she too does not know. But if it is true, if Prish is the keeper of the apocalypse, then there's only one thing I can do. Hold on, Tenzin. We still don't know for sure if she's the one. Yeah, she's a little rude, a little crude, and heck, a lot wilder than I like most of my company. Once you get past that, you realize she's one of the most honest people you'll ever meet. Couldn't imagine her lying to a soul, let alone be untrue to herself. Tenzin, you can't believe that she's inherited the will of Prometheus, can you? Oh, I see where they're going with this. It's not Prish. It's Olmia. Yeah, it's my first playthrough of, It's my first playthrough. That's where they're going with this, isn't it? It's not Prish. It's Olmia. If I know my square style storytelling, that's where they're going with this. But they're trying to mislead us into thinking it's Prish. I see. However, I cannot deny what I saw. I believe that Fenrir showed me what he did for a reason. It is the sole wish of the terrestrial avatars to prevent the keep the gates of paradise closed. Anyone who attempts to open the gates will undoubtedly become their enemy. Perhaps the will of Prometheus remains dormant within Lady Prish. Perhaps she simply has not realized that she carries the seed of twilight. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's finding Prish. We can decide what to do. Then, even if it does involve Ragnios, want to head for Sandoria and check up on Olmia. It also worries me now that I haven't heard anything from Loverance as well. He said he was gonna try and gather information on the celestial capital of Altio, but I will travel to Juno and investigate the situation there. If the duchy were to find Prish before we do. Farewell, Master Sid. Arachnius, to tell the truth, I think we may be in way over our heads here. Up to now, whether it could be for science or justice, I never thought too deeply about what I was getting myself into. I just took the ball and ran with it as fast as I could. But this time a little voice in the back of my head is telling me that I should be careful. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. It's those ancients that you keep talking about. If they're rooted firmly in Juno, there may not be anything we can do to pull them out. Fighting worms and beastmen's bad enough. I shudder to think what would happen if the duchy's army was thrown into the mix. And there's something else that's been bothering me. This far eastern country that Tenzin supposedly traveled from. Even the Pirate of Norg know little about it. How do we know if we can really trust him? Who speaks the truth and who peddles lies? It's getting harder and harder to tell. I see a storm brewing on our horizon. If we don't take care, our ship may sink. And I think everything we fought for up until now might be lost. If you really want to save your nation and people, you have to be strong. See things with your own eyes. Make decisions with your own heart. And don't be fooled by those with ulterior motives. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to sound like a father scolding his son. And I know I just told you to make decisions with your own heart. But I think it's another good thing for you to do the right thing. Especially now that... And that right thing now is finding Prish. Olmia said she was going for Sandoria to look for her. Why don't you go see if she's found anything? If Prish is the important one, like Tenzin said, then our only key would be saving her. The key to saving her would be Olmia. Hurry, Arachnius. I don't think we've got much time. We have to get to Prish before... See, that kind of implies, and I'm willing to bet, once we do the Lovrance path, that we were in fact supposed to do them in a specific order. Because this kind of implies that we needed to do them in the order of Lovrance, Tenzin, Olmia. Because we've already done the Olmia path. Yeah, we'll get to the Uttered Gone story once Prometheus is done. As for Wings of the Goddess, that'll happen probably after. As for Seekers being Seekers, well, that's gonna be the last one we're gonna get to. Barring the end of Rhapsodies, that is. Yeah, most of them are really good from what I've heard, most of these stories. Let's see. Now we just have to track down Lovrance. And that requires us to come back to Tavnazia. Despensier. Arachnios? Is Olmia... How is she doing? Greetings, Despecier. It has been too long. Sir Lawrence! You need not worry. She's fine. Arachnios and I travel the world in search of truth. Yeah, the story seems to be... I will say, as we've worked our way through expansions, the stories have gotten better and better. Chains is definitely better than Xylart, and Xylart was leagues above base game. Although the fact that at least these first three tie so neatly together is very nice. Although I still have my suspicions, because Rhapsodies is all about sending Iroha back in time because the emptiness succeeded. Which means it has raised suspicions in my mind. That's all I'll say, is that we just don't understand what the emptiness really is, especially at this point in Chains, because it doesn't matter if we succeed or not, because the emptiness could still win. But that's a different matter entirely. Your granddaughter embraces the same goal as we do. She will not give up until she has reached it. I can sleep easier knowing that such a noble knight as yourself is watching over dear Olmia. However, she is often one to hide her true feelings away from others, even though she may be in pain. You're not causing her any pain, are you? Olmia is a very strong-willed young woman. She understands the responsibilities that lie before her, and will not cower before them. That's why she blamed herself for not knowing more about the painting of Altio kept in the Tavnazian Cathedral's reliquarium. No, I don't think I've gotten to that point at all in the story. And surprisingly, I haven't been spoiled yet on that, despite my diving deep into the wiki. What? Lady Olmia was not a theologian of the cathedral. No one expects her to know of the painting. However... Exactly. There's no way she could know of the painting. She was only a mere child when that piece was donated to the cathedral. Oh, why must you blame yourself, poor Olmia? Sir Lawrence, I know some of the history behind the painting. Let me tell you what I know. Long ago, I helped in the transport of the relic to the cathedral. Much tumult arose as the result of bringing that painting here. Your assistance is greatly appreciated, Miss Peschier. I will relay everything you tell me to your granddaughter. Yes. It was some 25 years ago that painting was brought to the archipelago. According to the Marquisate officials, the painting was found deep within the ancient ruins, known as the Temple of Ukalepi. Of course it had to be. It's said that the painting depicts a scene in a verse of a legendary song. The ancients, and their attempt to open the gates of paradise. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. The gate of light hovering over a grand city. The gatekeeper roaring to the heavens. Ah. That looks like they're fighting Bahamut. The gatekeeper took the shape of a mighty dragon. However, his 4 legs were bound by mighty shackles. This image was the strongest in the painting. Many of the missionaries that came to view the painting would often call it the relic of chains or the relic of the dragon. I see. So at that time, yeah, I've been to Ralud. I had to think for a moment what it's called. So at that time, the identity of the city was still unknown. Yes, until Cardinal Mildarian viewed the painting. It was she who told us that the city was Altio. As punishment for defying the gods, the city of Alto was destroyed and banished to the bottom of the Northern Sea. After the cardinal revealed the truth of the painting, many a catacall was sung of the legend. There wasn't a soul in Tavnasia who'd not heard of one while sipping down a glass of brew at the local pub. However, why did the cardinal know of this place and of its legend? Although I may be mistaken, I seem to recall that before arriving in Tavnasia, Mildarian was a priest who wandered the Outlands on a quest for spiritual enlightenment. I have also heard tales that many of the holy relics that reached the archipelago were brought from the Outlands by thieves and pirates. And perhaps the cardinal...
Oi, aye.
The cardinal...
Oi.
The cardinal obtained her knowledge of Alteo in those forsaken areas. The Outlands. I see. Yes, I also remember how a group of Mithra came from these Outlands demanding that we return the paintings to the temple. I too have heard that tale. After a long series of talks, the cardinal was able to convince the Mithra to allow the painting to remain in Tavnasia without defacing the honor of the cathedral. We were relieved, and with those Mithra beasts gone, we could return to our normal, everyday lives. Mithra. Perhaps I know more of this painting. Despecier, would you happen to recall the names of the Mithra, or where exactly they were from? I'm looking forward to it, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to see what twists and turns are awaiting us. See if I can't call them in advance. I do not recall their names. I do not think they ever referred to themselves by anything other than the title of Sin Hunters. Sin Hunters? Assassins sent from the Mithran homeland to do the dirty work of the Grand Chieftainess. So this painting must be of great importance to their race. Sir Lovrance, a young Mithran sin hunter visited the Safehold a number of years ago. If you can find her, she may be able to better inform you of the secrets behind the painting. A sin hunter was here. Excellent. Miss Bashir, I thank you for your assistance. I will heed your advice and begin the search for this Mithra. I think we've already encountered that Mithra on the Aprish path. A sin hunter in Tavnasia. Quite an unexpected turn of events, wouldn't you say, Arachnios? Yeah, there's definitely an order to these paths that we've gone in reverse order with. We've already encountered them. As has Lovrance. Let us travel to Windhurst and inquire with the chieftainess about the Sin Hunters and the painting they desire. Yeah, I think there is in fact an order to this path that we've kind of done wrong. Accidentally, of course. Oh. Because we've already encountered those Sin Hunters on Olmia's path. As Lovrenz, he met us... It wasn't in Butacene, it was in one of the other glacier areas that connects directly to it. So I think we just accidentally did them out of order. Which is unfortunate. Winterst Woods. Home point 1. Yeah, a little bit more hand-holding would not have gone, in my opinion, amiss. But also, this game is 22 years old. It was very much the style at the time. It very much was the style of MMOs at the time. I mean, it was what, 2003? Major MMOs at the time period were... Let's see... I want to say, now Guild Wars 1 was shortly around the same time period. Maybe slightly after. Phantasy Star Online was definitely a thing at the time. Especially for Japanese developers, PSO probably would have been... Yeah, the max social. And since they definitely were going for more of the social aspects, we have to consider the social MMOs of the time period were Ultima Online. And especially in the West, that was Ultima Online. And that game has... Well, I can't comment on Ultima Online because I never played it. I might have to do that. I might have to look up the story of XIV's creation and try and look at that, because I know 14 had a lot of 14's even current design is is a thing. It's still marred by a lot of... I can't say marred. Shaped by a lot of the design decisions that 11 made back in the day. Although it is... 11 somehow still exists, because even Phantasy Star Online shut down a long time ago. And while Ultima Online I know still exists, it is in a very much a... not the state it was in back in 2003, 2004 at all. And many other attempts at that type of MMO have not done well. Oh, from the 1.0. Oh man, you've been around a long time. You have seen some things. All the way through to the current Dawn Trail.
You wish to hear of Alto, adventurer?
A moment. To ask questions in such a blunt matter does not befit a gentleman. I agree that that style is dead. But if you listen to many old heads from MMOs of that time period, they will pine for the days of, when we were 15 and would spend 8 hours in a game, day in, day out. Oh, how wonderful it was when we were 15 and had no life and could do that. And I'm like, you guys are adults now. I know you don't have that type of time anymore. Stop trying to bring it back. oh, trust me, I was alive during that time period. I was not a part of that scene. So it's like, come on, guys. I understand you've got that rose-tinted glasses, and that's what you pine for in your deepest of hearts. But we all know you guys don't have that kind of... No one has that type of time anymore as you've entered your 30s and 40s. Just let it die. My most humble apologies for the intrusion, Chieftainess Perivashi. My name is Lawrence N. Mistal. To save the people of Vanadiel, I seek the truth that hides behind the veil of history. A time of apocalypse is at hand. I beg you for the guiding knowledge of ages passed down through the Mithran race.
I understand your situation. However, I know nothing of the city painted in that picture. Even if you would ask the Mithran trackers, I doubt they'd have an answer for you. They're on a journey to fulfill an important duty.
If I may be so bold, the Mithran trackers are following the scent of some grave crime?
Yes. They came to demand atonement for the sins of the Tavnazian Cathedral.
The Cardinal? What crime could she have committed?
Strangely enough, her sins are related to the picture of which you speak of. That picture was stolen from the temple of Ugalepi. A Mithran tracker traveled to Tavnazia to recover it, but instead presented with a deal by the Cardinal.
A deal?
The Cardinal apparently knew everything about the legend recited by the Mithra, and the duty it entails.
Yeah, that's often true.
She also stated that the means to carry out the duty had been prepared in Tavnazia. The tracker had no choice but to accept the deal. The fate of Vanadiel's people were placed in the hands of the Cardinal.
Chieftainess, indulge me, if you will. What is this legend, and what of the duty it reveals? What had your people intended to do?
That duty was given to the Mithra by the ancient race depicted in the picture. A duty to awaken the sleeping gods.
The sleeping gods?
Surely you've heard the tale of an ancient race that wounded Vanadiel by opening the gates of paradise. The emptiness that poured from that wound tried to swallow everything in its path. The mountains, the seas, the skies, the forests, even life itself. The living beings of Vanadiel decided to use the tears that Altana had shed to cleanse the world. However, a battle erupted between the King of People and the King of Dragons over the 5th tier. A conflict that knew no end. The people that survived used that power of the sleeping gods to heal the wounded land.
And this is the legend told by the Mithra?
Adventurer, in your travels, would you have seen the giant glowing crystals that lie far hidden from civilization? Those crystals are the resting places of the gods. Slumbering within are immortal beings who were called forth to heal the land in the Age of Legend. The wounded land of Vanadiel bleeds forth dreaded emptiness. It is now time for us to awaken the sleeping deities and mend our suffering world.
And this is the role that the Cardinal attempted to fill? But how?
That has not yet been revealed to me. But if you must learn the answer to that question, you should ask the Tavnesian theologian who was the survivor of the Great War. Before she is punished for that crime. Do I need to give you further explanation? The Mithran Sin Hunters never forgive a crime. The sin does not die with the sinner. Be careful with your actions. It is not our place to judge your sins. But in time, your sins may come to judge you.
What do you make of her words? The theology of Mithra veers quite dramatically from that of the Sandorian Cathedral in several respects. The legend concerning the 5 teals of Altana is especially at odds with what the Elevan believe. That's why I warn you to not swallow her tale without question. Talk of legends aside, the chieftainess's description of the emptiness that has appeared at every corner of Vanadiel is an undisputable truth. However, the Mithran trackers are now chasing after the theologian Prish, and not Cardinal Mildarian. Which would mean even if the trackers were unable to locate the whereabouts of the Cardinal, does that mean the Cardinal has already bid farewell to this world? Has my astonishing luck finally failed me?
Oh, it's nice to see you after so long, sir. I wonder if you remember old Hanoi Gamoi. I thought you might have informed me of your presence. I was thoroughly surprised to hear that you were in town. As always, your visits cause quite a stir. But I do Babylon. Your subordinates bade me pass out this on to you. It is an item that should help you tremendously in your task.
But this is...
Yes, indeed. It was broken when you crossed swords with that despicable Vuki. I went to great Tauru lengths to have this repaired for you. What's more, I finally made progress on the task that you entrusted to me so long ago. That despicable bounty hunter that caused so much trouble. Goldmane.
You have information?
Yes. According to some Mithran pirates, the rascal purchased a small... The Zarturu... Good lord, Taru. The Zartarud island south of Mahara.
I see. My luck has not forsaken me after all. Archneos, I ask that you leave the rest of this task to me alone. My incredible luck does not extend to those around me. It may prove to be more of a hindrance than a help, until we meet. Well, that is... Well, this is the first time we've actually ever heard in story that Lovrance has apparently amazing luck. It's the first we've heard of that, like, at all. I was unaware that he had any luck at all, other than being the only surviving Mistral Knight. He could have at least told us about his luck beforehand. But did he? No. Lovrance wants to keep all secrets to himself. All his secrets to himself. Well, while we're in the... I mean, seriously, he's like, I've got all this wonderful luck, and I'm like, since when? You never told us about that. Any of the times we've met him. Of course, granted, everyone seems to be holding information from us. Except Olmia. Olmia's been very open with us and telling us everything that's been going on. It's not her fault that everyone else just keeps not telling her information. Let's see. Materials, alchemy. We're gonna need to pick up a couple of things. Oh, a thing if we can. For later. Everyone, yeah, and not only does everyone have an agenda, they're not willing to let everyone... They're not willing to tell everyone what their agenda is, and it's like... You could tell us, you really could. I don't think anyone would mind. 50,000, well, we do need them. I mean, we've done Prisha's Path. And I know she's holding a... She's got a magicite embedded in her chest. That she's not told anyone about. And she has a deep connection to the Star of Tavnazia. That she's also not told anyone else about. And she also seems to know a lot more about what Cardinal Muldarian has been trying to do. Or was trying to do. And she just has not told any of us. No, I don't know. I don't know a lot yet, but she's been very secretive about her what she does know, and she seems to know a lot more than she's willing to tell. Which is absolutely worse, because she just refuses to tell us. It's like, come on. If you know these things, why don't you tell us? Oh, good lord. When I killed those dire mites earlier, I only saw one great ship drop, but apparently they dropped 4 of them. No doubt it is a doozy. I'm just hoping to get to that before... No, we will definitely have gotten through Chains of Promethea before the next... 14, the next 11 inspired raid in Final Fantasy XIV. We'll definitely have gotten through Chains before then. Hopefully we'll have even got through Ottergon at that point. Although I can't imagine it's going to tie in... They wouldn't tie that in too deeply. Prisha's a character in both of them. And she's definitely a card in both. Unity Warp. Where's the Unity Warp in here anyway? That's up by Leviathan's Gate. We could just walk there. There's the Unity War people. That person bears the name of Olmia, but they are definitely not Olmia. They're the wrong race, for one. Oh yeah, their recreation of Juno is absolutely amazing. It is amazing, and having gotten finally to playing Chains mostly after that, it's like, yeah, their depiction of Prish is absolutely 100% accurate. Let's see, we're looking for Big Bay? Bibiki Bay. Oh. Yep, Bibiki Bay. That's where we need to go. Yeah. It goes to show it probably will, I would imagine. Oh. I was gonna say I just had a connection between why Relad is called Sky, other than it being in the sky. And now you've mentioned sea, I'm like, Sky, sea. Oh, Sky, Stone, and Sea. That's, once again, 14 takes references from 11, as expected. And we arrived just in time to get on the boat. This was just fortunate timing. Now, I have been on this boat before, and accidentally... Yeah, it probably will. I have been on this Mana Clipper before, but I've not realistically been there. Oh yeah, I'm up to date in 14. I'm actually looking forward to 7.2 launching. In fact, 7.2 is going to be displacing when it launches on Tuesday. God, it's Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday. That's going to be displacing the normal games we would be playing during the normal 4-hour periods on Saturday and Wednesday nights. Early Wednesday morning, excuse me. I work second shift, so it's like until like 4 a.m. on the next day is the same day to me. So you'll have to forgive me on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 7.2 and seeing where they go with Dawn Trail's story. But 7.3 cannot come fast enough in 19 weeks. Though I must admit, the Arcadian has been a pretty good story-rich raid series, so I want to see where they go with that too, because that's also very good. And now we're on a boat. The fairly standard Final Fantasy XI journey of I'm on a boat for I don't know how long. Probably could have grabbed my daily. Unfortunately, I don't do any fishing. So we're just gonna be sitting here waiting while we make the very long trip to somewhere. It's gonna have to be one of these islands, but I don't know which. Oh, good lord. Please tell me I got onto the one to Porogano Island. That would also make sense, yeah. Elpis being sky and Amarok being a reference to sea. Yeah. But it cannot be as long as the one to Ottertgon. Good God, that one took like 15-20 minutes. I swear the first ride to Ottertgon, if you don't pick up your waypoint, your home point, you're gonna hate yourself, because I swear that's like 15 minutes. No, I think it's actually 15 minutes to go to Ottertgon for the first time. It's like, yeah, real life minutes. It's like, it just goes on forever and ever and ever. This one can't be nearly that long, I hope. I do have a fishing rod somewhere in here. I swear there's a... Oh, it wouldn't be in the Mog wardrobe. I would have put it... Okay, it's not in storage. Would it be in my locker? Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I know I have a fishing rod somewhere. There it is. Not that I have any bait to use it with, but I have a fishing rod. Oh, please tell me that's not sunset. Oh, please tell me that's not this island that I'm looking at. Please let it be this island, this set of islands. Let's see, based on the islands that we've passed. Let's see, there's a set of 2. Yeah, that's looking like we're approaching this set of islands here. So maybe we're on our way out? I would not be surprised at all if there is an NM that spawns. Though I think generally those type of ones, I think you would have to fish up. Or maybe I had to kill the ammonite that was on the deck earlier. There's almost always an NM. What really gets me is that there is the one records of eminence for encountering pirates. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing you could encounter. Like, I didn't even know that was... pirates were a thing you could encounter. Yeah, that's those... Oh, there's the dock. So we're almost here. That's not a terribly long boat journey. Oh, no doubt it would have made things a lot easier. But also, it does provide a nice direction when you need it for new players. So I understand why it's been a quality of life thing. Because... yeah. Oh, there we go. Let's see, and since we're here, we're looking for the question mark war machine. Somewhere in here. H11. Which is somewhere in here. Once again, we have a not so, well, it's not a terrible map, but it could be better. It's not the worst map. It's no Atoa Chasm. Good lord, that chasm has one of the worst maps I've seen in video games. And the only reason that chasm is even navigable is because, thank God, someone made a better map. I've complained a couple of times whenever the game forces me to go to that map about how terrible the in-game map is, because it's just, oh good God, no one even in universe would keep a map that bad. Like, in universe, someone would look at that map, go to that chasm and be like, this map is useless, and never buy that map again. Okay, so we should be going south to find... the clamming point. That's not what I'm looking for. There it is. And it is worse in the Abyssia map, but at least the Abyssia map can be made forward. Oh, yeah, the time sinks. There are reasons. I've said this multiple times on 11, but I'm not worried about getting to what's considered modern endgame, because, good God, I'm not going to. Like, I'm not getting a prime weapon. I'm probably not even going to get an Electropy for my Rune Fencer. So, Arachnios, You came even after I specifically requested that you entrust this matter to me. I suppose it is your prerogative as an adventurer to poke your nose into other people's business. However, you really are too forgiving. Those who find enjoyment in the humiliation of others need feel the sting of regret for their actions.
Really? Look at what you've done to my war machine. After all I went through to get my hands on one. You're so mean. So terrible. And ugly.
You waste your time speaking through these mandragores. Are you listening, Vuki Cherubuki?
That's the triplet's father, isn't it? Oh yeah, no doubt. It was amazing back in the 75 era days. Nowadays, it's still a massive time sink for not nearly as much.
I am Lawrence M. Mestal, representative of the Sandorian Cathedral. Show yourself immediately.
Just by the name Dash Chibuki, that's literally the name of at least two of the three. The girl, for some reason, has a different naming structure altogether. Very well. I never really believed you met your end in Sandoria. I can never forget the cuts of that blade. You won't fool me. Throw down your sword. One false move and that bird'll be on the direct flight to the Chateau d'Orangil. It gives a note for the Royal Knights. One that informs them of your survival.
Still prepared for the worst as always. Your cowardice has worsened with age. But perhaps you didn't hear me clearly. I am Lawrence and Mestal. Even with the assassination of Frostmage, the family of Mestal still retains honor among the holy orders, among the knightly orders. And with that family name at my disposal, your trivial note will amount to nothing. I tie for games, Vuki Tebuki.
Why would the scion of such a noble Marquis family act in this way? Do you argue that honor alone does not fill a hungry belly?
That is the kind of reasoning I would expect from a tower with no understanding of the term honor. It is the complete opposite. I have chosen to use my influence to see that justice is done.
To see justice done? Your notion of justice should have been erased long ago, along with the destruction of Tavnazia.
It's true that even now, 20 years after the war, the ruins of the Marquisate still crawl with the remnants of the Beastmen army. However, the wards erected around the Sicarium by Cardinal Mildarian sheltered the underground delivery tunnels from the invasion. I've discovered that the safehold, built within those tunnels, harbors the refugees of Tavnazia.
Refugees? Are you certain?
If you had not chosen to waste your time here lamenting the past, this revelation would have reached you as well. The refugees of Tavnazia have already presented their plight to Juno and asked for a member of government to visit Tavnazia.
Juno?
The government official immediately entered the safehold under the pretense of aid. Without the knowledge of Tavnazian survivors, he proceeded to rifle through the contents of the Sicarium.
Huh. But this is great news. At least the inhabitants of the Marquisate were not completely obliterated. Those trinkets of the past have no use for anyone. Juno can take anything they want if the refugees are to be saved.
But can it truly be said that the people of Tavnazia will be rescued? You lost a wife and children in that war. Everyone who survived that travesty lost something or another, or someone dear to them. Their spirits have suffered a terrible blow. Yeah, that's him. They've spent years cowering from the shadows of horrors that lurk beneath the walls of the safe hold. And those responsible for the current state of the Marquisate have all but forgotten its existence, living in blissful ignorance. Those very same villains are soon to be the recipients of the tears of gratitude from the very people they condemned to misery. Do you mean simply to stand by and watch this injustice unfold, even though the truth weeps silently in your heart?
Well, what else would you have me do? Surely you don't intend to tell them what really happened.
Yes. That is exactly what I propose. And I will shed light upon the dark purpose of the Allied army, hidden behind the confusion of the Great War. I will also call upon assistance in the restoration of the nation of Tavnazia.
What? You can't possibly do this alone.
It is the realization of that very fact that prompted my return. I already control the successor to the Tavnazian Marquisate. Preparations to receive funds and troops from a certain wealthy family are also well underway. This wealthy family is willing to pour its resources into recovering the knowledge and relics that have been collected over the years by the Tavnazian Cathedral. However, those relics have all been taken by Cardinal Muldarian, and her present whereabouts are unknown. That is why I have come to request information from you. I wish to visit the source of this bounty. I need to know the way to the city of Alto. Along with several others, you were on a secret mission from the cathedral to find a path to the celestial capital. Were you not?
That may be so, but we were never able to discover a way to Alto.
Then why, my little friend, did the Tavnazian Cathedral call upon me to silence you? You must have discovered something. Now choose. Will you keep your silence, or your life?
Wait. I'll tell you. We discovered that the way to Alto opens once every 100 years. That's all we found, I swear.
Once in 100 years. Conveniently, that appears to be shortly now. If I had to guess, it just conveniently happens to be in that time period where we live in. Convenient timing.
That's everything I know. Time for me to leave.
My. He does move fast for such a diminutive chap. Never mind. I have the information I came for. The stone statue I saw in the Mimeo mirror is the statue of Promethea, the one kept in the reliquarium of the Tavnazian Cathedral. Could this statue also be a relic from Alto? Which would mean the professor from Windhurst. Of course Uran knows things. Well, we are going to go have a brief talk with Uran, and that's where we're gonna have to call it after that point. Let's see, and that's Windhurst Walls. I'd say I'm surprised our player character didn't mention as soon as the Chibuki name came up. I'm like, oh, I know your children. They're alive. They've caused all sorts of headaches back in Windhurst. I don't know where they are now. Maybe they're back in Tavnazia, but they live. Yeah, we've made excellent progress, although again, the way these three branching paths have gone, it seems like there was an intended order, despite the fact that the game clearly does not tell you, and even the wiki doesn't say, please do them in this order for maximum. This is how the story should flow.
What now? You want to know, Ethy, where the statue from Tavnazia came from? I thought, Ethy, I already told you. The statue was covered in traces of soil similar Ethy found in the bottom of the Sea of Shumio. But wait, Ethy, just a moment. Now that you mention it, there were also traces of Gustaberg soil, Ethy, mixed with the samples. I did not think Ethy anything of it at the time. Why would Ethy there be two types of soil on the statue?
Well, that gives us some type of hint as to where to go. Though honestly, I'm not even sure how you would even know that the next place we have to go is a place I've never been. Like, I've never been to the Old Han Movalopolis or the Newton Movalopolis before, but I've been to Gugston Mines. I don't know. I'm not sure how you'd even intuit that in the slightest. Like, in the slightest. I mean, yeah, Gustaberg, but I'm not even sure where that connects to. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh dear. I'm just looking at the walkthrough for the next bit, and it's like, hey, here's this proto waypoint you're gonna need if you're gonna do anything in Voracious Resurgence, and I'm like, no. Your answer is no, I'm not gonna do anything in Voracious Resurgence. That'd be crazy. But yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow, midnight 30. I need to say midnight 30 so everyone knows, midnight 30 Eastern, for a demo of Dragonkin the Banished. No clue what that's gonna involve, though it sounds like a little hack and slash, a 3D hack and slash, and I haven't played one of those, a good one of those, in a while, so we'll see how that goes. And then Saturday, we're gonna start Deus Ex Invisible War, the least well accepted of the four games in the Deus Ex series, and the only direct sequel to the, it could also be considered an action RPG, although that wasn't one of the tags on Steam, oddly enough. Who knows? You can only see like 3 tags on a game. Yeah, so I've not tried Path of Exile 2, although I did play a little bit of Path of Exile 1, and I just know that game would consume my life, so I'm like Warframe, if I know a game is going to consume my life just by its mere existence, it's like, okay, I can appreciate you from afar and what you're doing, but I cannot touch you. Because, trust me, I would no-life Warframe. I did no-life Warframe for quite a while when, especially when they were just introducing the open-world zones. So, and I'm a sucker for a good action RPG. Like, I've dumped so many hours into Diablo 2, it's ridiculous. So it's like, I can appreciate a good game from afar, but I will no-life it, and the answer is going to be no. I'm mature enough to be like, I would sink so many hours into that, I would have nothing else to do in life. No. Especially considering there's going to be, in Final Fantasy XIV's 7.23 and 2.5 patches, 2 zones that I'm also, 2 contents in that game I'm going to end up no-lifing. Like when Crescent Isle and Cosmic Exploration come out, that's going to be Cosmic, and then Crescent Island, I'm going to spend so much of my spare time in both of that content. It's going to be ridiculous. Because those are coming out in 1 month's time and 9 weeks' time. So 2 months, a month and 2 months from now. And 11, I'm on Bahamut. On 14, I'm in Adamantoise. Don't ask me how I got on Adamantoise. It was late Heavensward. I mean, people are complaining about the population of 14 being lower than it has been, and they're probably right. Endwalker was a high point for population. That happens. Let me tell you, the population was much lower late Heavensward. I bought a house in late Heavensward, and there were multiple empty lots on Adamantoise, which is one of the larger servers. Let me tell you, the population was much worse then. But anyway, I hope you all have a good day. Don't let this resurgence, at least up where I'm at, in the US, I don't think it's a legacy server. I don't think Adamantoise I don't think it's a legacy server. I know it's the one where all the raiders go. It's the one where all the raiders are, the raid groups are in. Don't let the resurgence of winter, which is around me, it keeps coming back. Don't let that get you down. The warm weather will come eventually. We'll see you next time.